Hey, what's up everybody? Just doing a little work in the shop here. Gonna change out these tires. Figured I'd take this time to kind of show you some of the things that I've learned about the Element over time after owning it for a little bit, and some of the modifications and things that I've done. I'm gonna put these I've got the Hyrex on it right now, 4.7 on the 1.9 wheels, and I'm going to go to the four-wheel drive, this RC four-wheel drive Goodyear Wrangler MTRs. I'll put those on there. They came with some pretty dang stiff foams. Their foams are really firm, kind of narrow. I've got two-stage what do they call it, crawler innovations in these here, and I still got the stocks here. I actually had a set of crawler innovations I'd put in these as well. Pretty good tires actually, the stock tires, stock foams, not too bad, just single stage. They're actually not too bad. The foams that came with the Hyrex, they were a little bit firmer actually than the ones that came with the stock Generals. And I bought a set of two-stage, and they were soft, but they was a little too soft to put in the Hyrex. The Hyrex is a really soft tire, so I went to a medium two-stage crawler innovation. I like that better. So yeah, I'll probably end up changing some stuff around still yet. But today I'm going to go ahead and put the Goodyears on there. I'm going to use these foams that are in here, these crawler innovation two-stage with the comp cut. Put them in there, and I don't even know if they tend you to use these things. These are really firm. They're narrow. Maybe they're just shipping foams. I don't know. They hold the shape of the tire well. Makes a nice square tire. Nice square edges and all. But they look good like that. These foams definitely poof it out a little bit. This is a stock foam in this tire here from the General, and yeah, you can see it kind of poofs it out quite a bit compared to that one, and quite a bit of differences. Mainly in the sidewall and everything, it poofs it out a bit. Factory foams that come with the Generals are quite a bit fatter and softer. Large difference there, as y'all can see. But yeah, I'm gonna put the two stages in them. I'm gonna show you a couple other things that I've done. I've already put aluminum wheels on it and put some brass patties in there. When I ordered these wheels, they were supposed to be I think 79 grams or something like that, but then after I got them and weighed them, they were only like 67. These are just some cheap Chinese wheels I got off of Amazon. I forget the name brand exactly off the top of my head, but they look like that. It's not Enduro. It was something else. I forget the name off of the top of my head though right now. But they were lighter than I expected, and actually, to my surprise, one of the things I learned in the process, factory tires are heavier than Hyrex tires. Factory foams are heavier than two-stage foams. So actually, entire package, once I put this wheel, this tire, two-stage foam, once I put all that together, I was like only 9 grams heavier than the factory plastic setup with the Generals and the stock foams. And I was looking for a bit more than just a 9-gram improvement in weight, which was a bit surprising, and of course unintended. Not that I had actually weighed everything up front, knowing exact weights and all, but just kind of guesstimating. I expected a bit more of a weight improvement than that, and this wheel was 13 grams heavier or lighter than I expected it to be when I received it, based to bad listing specification on the Amazon. So yeah, I ended up buying some brass. Put the brass in there, and to put the brass in there required quite a bit of work. I'm just going to show you what I had to do here. Start off with the screws that it came with. You know, it comes with longer screws so you can stretch through the extra thickness and everything and still get to your hub adapter there, your little hex hub. They're longer, so you need some longer screws than what come with your factory wheels. You know, the ones that came with the wheels were too short to actually go through the thickness of the brass as well. So the screws that came with it longer, and they were fatter. They're 3mm. I think they were 2.5 from the factory that came with these Chinese wheels. So I ended up having to drill the hole out a little bit larger and also tap that hub to a 3mm. So I ended up having to tap all those holes and drill the wheel out. And you can see those little nubs down in there, right in here, where the wheels get, the two-piece wheel gets put together for the beadlock. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze, it seems. I feel it coming. Maybe not. I might live. The brass hub was fully round and actually had to grind these little notches all in it so that it would sit down in there correctly, just like so. So yeah, if you ever going to do this 1.9 aluminum wheels this style, and imagine anything from this brand, if they're made like that, and you go to put a brass insert in it, it's going to hit. I'm going to take and grind it. So once I did all that, though, I got my weight up quite a bit, because this is like 60 some odd grams. It increased the weight quite a bit. Hyrex tires are also kind of a little bit of a chore to put in these bead locks. They got something about the Pro lines. Their bead is pretty thick, so makes it kind of tough. Yeah, it's really best to maybe take a longer screw to get it started, kind of get it pulled down a little bit, and then get it in there. It's easy to strip these things out if you're careful. Just little screws. That sucker's in there tight today. There we go. Oh no, I ripped it. Shit. That wasn't supposed to happen. That's that little extra piece they give you. I decided to go ahead and use it because it was still a little soft. I'm using a comp cut, by the way. Medium. This is a 4.5 medium. And I decided to actually go ahead and put this piece in there as well, which I just ripped. So that's going to be fun to deal with. Alright. Let's see. Just for shits and giggles, I kind of want to see the weight differences here. I don't have one of these tires off, unfortunately. I guess I could take one off Goodyear tire, no foam, 81.5 grams. Hyrex tires, no foam, 77.5 grams. So yeah, that Hyrex is still the lightest tire. It's a really thin, soft tire too, boy, I tell you what. And these do work good. The Hyrex is a pretty good tire. These little bitty fingers they've got on there, they wear down pretty quick though. They're small, they're soft. They do grip good. Not a tremendous improvement, but definitely an improvement over the Generals that come with it. These really aren't bad tires. I don't care what people say. I've done some testing on them. These really are not bad tires. And actually, once you vent them, when they come, they're not vented. So if you vent them, it's nice improvement. That in itself helps a lot. And then a 2-stage foam also with a vented stock tire. Really pretty good little setup, man. These ain't bad. Not bad at all. But like I said, the Hyrex is an improvement in some situations. Actually, because they are so soft and everything, they actually don't turn as well as the General. You get in a little bit of an off-camber downhill type thing and you go to turn or whatever, this tire will actually turn better than this tire. This tire will climb better though. I mean, there's a bit of a give and a take there, so I don't know. This tire will still turn fairly well. I'm hoping to kind of get the best of both worlds out of this tire. Time's going to tell though. I'm going to see. This tire's still, you know, as we just wait, it's a little thicker probably. It's a little bit denser, a little bit heavier. It looks a little wider. I mean, the Hyrex does look a little bit wider there. So, you know, it might turn a little bit better. It seems a little bit stiffer. The tread is definitely a little stiffer. These little knobs. I think that was one of the reasons why this one don't turn quite so good, is because of the tread squirm. These are such soft little sipes or whatever that stand up off of these things. They're really soft, so there's a lot of tread squirm in this. This one shouldn't squirm as bad. And also, I think if this one goes to grab on a rock, that being these little blocks are a little bit firmer, I think this will actually pull on up a little bit. And they kind of sticky feel. The rubber has kind of a sticky feel to them versus the Hyrex or even the General. So yeah, that's that. Just going to show you some other things that I've learned on my truck. You know, of course, I've trimmed the body quite a bit. The tires would rub. Even the stock tires, they would rub a pretty good bit when you go. And it's annoying, man, constantly hearing that rubbing and popping and scraping and rattly bits from the stock body. It's thin and it rattled. You know, I connected the body there. The two pieces, I connected them, you know, so it didn't rattle and flex so much. I put some pads under it so it didn't flex on the body posts or rattle around on the body post. I blacked out my windows because I don't have an interior and I didn't like seeing all the wires and crap inside. That just annoyed me. Oh, I just realized too, I've lost some of my paint somehow on my black. It has gotten rubbed off, chipped off, something. I didn't use the right kind of paint. I just black spray paint. Yeah, don't tell nobody. Looks like I need a little touch up there on my winder. My winder's got a hole in it. My headlight, I actually had one of my headlight wires break just within the first couple of days. It broke, you know, just hanging off of there and nothing supported it, so I duct taped it. I had to get a new resistor. I had some, luckily I've got plenty of resistors around, and resoldered it back in there and all that, because it had broken off right at the end of the resistor. There's resistors in the wire there. So yeah, fix that up. This wire always fits really loosely into the BEC connection, so I dimpled the plastic on each side of the BEC connection so that this right here fits in there good and tight. Yeah, it was always just, I mean, I literally rolled it a couple times and the wire just fell out, you know. It fit really loosely on mine. Overall, you know, I guess they made the body light. That's a good thing for performance, but it's thin. So it's stiffened up a bit though with that little deal there. Not too bad. Lost the mirrors quickly. These mirrors come right off. You flip it over and kind of do the little spin around bit trying to pick it back up, you know, trying to kick it back up on its tires with power. And yeah, he'll grind them wheel mirrors off. They come off in no time. That happened on both of our trucks. Lost the dang mirrors, no problem. So easy. Let's see, what other things here we got? I went ahead and put the hard shock towers on there. Shock towers flex quite a bit from the factory, from the panhard mainly. The panhard pushes on it and causes a lot of flex when you turn. And when I put these on there, it fixed it quite a bit, and I immediately noticed how much quicker the steering was and how much more assertive the steering is on it now, just from putting these up there. And yeah, I think that's a worthwhile improvement there. I'm seeing a lot of, well, not a lot, but it seems like one of the reviewers, RC review guys, they're the first ones I've seen actually say something about it, about the chassis flex or twist in it. Well, yeah, man, I'm 230 pounds. Yeah, I can pick this thing up and twist it. I can mangle the damn thing if I wanted. And what, not many 10th scale trucks I can't. I'm a pretty strong dude, you know. I'm a human. This thing's a 10th scale freaking truck. Yeah, it's gonna flex if you try. But under the weight of this truck, which is like 5 pounds, and the springs and all that, there is no flex. I mean, this truck is not powerful enough nor heavy enough to cause this frame to flex. So frame flex is really a non-issue. I don't know what people complain about. It is a pretty much non-issue. There might be a minute amount of flex in the most extreme condition. If you're maybe 3S or 4S and a big motor, and you know you're blasting through some rocks or something, you might get a little flex or something. Is it going to cause any performance problems? Highly doubtful. It's a 5-pound truck. You know, frame flex is nothing, dude. It's so nothing. If you notice, you probably noticed that I've got these battery trays here, and they're like, what the hell is that? This don't look like mine. Where's the box and everything? I've been kind of playing around with some things, and it all started due to the fact of this battery tray from the factory. When you put it on there and you get into flex and a turn, your tire will hit that. The factory one just barely touches it. You put a 4.7 on there, 4.75, and it hits it pretty good at full flex and turn. It hits it pretty good and will actually stop your wheel from turning. So I really recommend going ahead and putting the shorty in there, which, you know, of course that was one of the things I was going to do anyway. It's lighter weight and all that kind of stuff. So I was going to get some shorty packs, which, you know, I have done. I've got a little shorty, but this one wasn't really short enough even yet. It's going to be made to fit possibly, or I don't know what yet to come with it. This is my 3S shorty pack I picked up. I can make some mods. I'm not sure. I'm still playing around some things here. What I've done so far, though, let me start from the beginning actually. Originally had that up there from the factory, and I wanted to see how it would work on 3S. Let's just kind of give you kind of a shakedown of my train of thought of how things have went for me. Put the big old 5200 3S in there. She's a bulk of a battery, man. It's a beast. I put it up in there. Dude, top heavy, way top heavy. Don't put this big monster up there. Poor performance, man. Man, you can flip this thing over so easy side hill, and even just turning quickly on a moderate grade, this big ass battery will flip this truck over. It's huge. So 2S 5200, much better. Not so bad at all. But still, you know, there's a lot of weight there, and you could notice it side heeling and just straight climbing up. You can tell that weight sitting there like that would pull this truck over backwards on a steep grade or on a side hill. It just pull it on over. So, you know, I was like, dude, I just got to get smaller batteries. Most of them put this tray in there. That's going to fix things. My tires won't rub. A lot lighter weight and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I need to do. Well, yeah, I got down thinking about it and everything before I had bought anything. I was like, dude, why, you know, why don't I've got tons of battery packs around here. I could improve the center of gravity even more. So I took a hard pack and, cut it open basically. Took the 2 half-ounce shells, made battery trays out of them, split the battery pack in half. So this is 2S, it's a 5200 2S, and made it to where it'll sit right down in there. Works pretty good actually. Lowered my center of gravity quite a bit. Now it did take some of the bias off the front, no doubt about that, but with the 5200 the bias wasn't so far off that it created any kind of an issue. It was still well enough to where I could climb up pretty steep grades, not having a problem. Actually, it was better. It was a lot more neutral. It didn't want to flip over. I could basically stand this truck straight up and it would not flip over backwards. So in my eyes, it's pretty damn good. Now, maybe a little bit more front end weight would have been better, but at a lower center of gravity than the battery pack provides, could make it even a little bit better. But that right there was actually pretty damn cool. And I went and let's see, where's my other battery pack? This one here. Went ahead and got a little shorty, and first thing I did, of course, is I split it. And I put it in here. Actually, I ride this one in this position, like that. No, wait, no, I made it to go like this. It rides all the way forward like this. That actually, it being so light and not enough front end weight, actually kind of throws it off, because there's not, the bias isn't correct. It's closer to 50-50, maybe like 52-48 or something like that. I weighed it out, but I don't remember exactly, but it's closer to a 50-50 like that. Not quite enough weight, but I'll probably be putting a winch servo in there, so I'm not going to do any crazy adjusting things yet. Once I put a winch servo in there, I'm going to put some more weight on the front, and I might get it back to where I want. Time will tell. Still doing some processing there on that one. And like I said, I do have this 3S pack. I do want to eventually run this thing on 3S, so I may split this thing into 3s, put one here, one here, one here, and I might just go ahead and just put it all the way back up to the factory. I don't know. I'm still working on it, man. Just seeing what works best for this chassis and for my combination. Of course, if I go to brushless, I plan on putting a brushless system in it at some point. This ESC is going to change. That's going to change weight and size, so this may have to move anyway, different configuration. But yeah, I've got the ESC sitting there, and my receiver sitting there. And this receiver is fully waterproof, so I don't need the waterproof box. That's no problem there. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I've got this reedy servo in there. This is not the factory servo that's in there. Let's see here. You'll see that there. That is not the factory servo. It's a reedy competition servo. Reason I have that is actually when I got this truck, my servo wouldn't center properly, and I could trim it out, but I had to trim so far that I actually lost steering to the other side. So I just trim it damn near max trim to get it to go straight, and there wasn't enough adjustment in the links and everything the way it was set up from the factory. There's not enough adjustment in the links and everything, and the way it was off center and everything. Couldn't fix it. Called up tech, asked them what to do, if maybe I could reclock the gears, and no, that ain't gonna fix it. Most likely it's the servo. So they were going to send me another servo out. Well, he had set a servo aside, gave it to the lady in the shipping or whatever, and for some reason she didn't ship it out, and I don't know what happened to the servo. He couldn't figure out what happened to that servo, or he never related to me what actually happened. But anyway, when I called them back, because they'd actually sent me some other parts too. I had some wobbly wheels, so they actually sent me a pack of wheels, which was awesome. I'll use them for something, because a couple of my factories were pretty wobbly, and I had a leaky shock, and he sent me a shock repair kit. Man, their warranty department, awesome, man. I just kind of told him about problems, and bam, here you go. So anyway, back to the servo. Called him up when I did not receive a servo, and he's like, well crap, let me go find out what happened. He goes talk to the lady, and next thing I know, a few days later, kick-ass competition servo shows up. It's like 20 grams or something, 20 kilogram. So pretty cool. Stronger servo, smooth as silk, quiet. That's awesome. They got the hook up from them, man. That was kick ass. So yeah, awesome there. Another thing, I think my truck was built from, I don't know, some idiot built my truck. There's some things that didn't get built right from the factory. I bought 2 of these. One of these was perfect. Couldn't see, there's not a single build flaw in it. This one, it had multiple build flaws. Like I said, it had a leaky shock. I don't know what was the cause of that, but you know, it's fixed now. The link behind the steering, they put it on upside down so it hit the differential, top of the diff. So if you ever notice your shit's hitting right there, this link here, if it hits, it's because it's on upside down. You flip it over and it won't hit anymore. Now, I kind of can call myself an idiot too, because I've taken it apart and adjusted it and everything and put it back together, and I put it on upside down last time I put it on, and it's now hitting again. So yeah, shh, don't tell anybody. It can happen. They didn't put any Loctite on one of my screws, and my drive shaft literally fell out on the trail. Luckily I found the parts and was able to put it back together, but the screw that goes into there did not get Loctite on mine from the factory, so that kind of sucked. They're all Loctite now, not falling out. Good to go there. When I went to change the gear and the transmission, the overdrive, somebody had stripped out one of the bolts in there. That sucked too. So somebody over tightened one of these from the factory. It's not proper. It holds well enough to keep it together, luckily. But yeah, whoever built mine was having a bad day, it seems. Like I said, the other truck I have, no flaws in it. Everything seems to be built properly. The servo did break for some reason though. I can't find any. For some reason this servo here, factory one, it gave up the ghost, man. It just spins. It's like it's got a stripped gear, and we opened it all up and everything, but it can't find the stripped gear. All the teeth are there. It spins round and round and everything, but yeah, acts like it's stripped out or something, but I can't see a gear wrong with it. So I don't know what's wrong with this stupid thing, but factory servo not doing so good. It first he bound it up. I mean, it's not like it's totally the servo's fault. It did get bound enough to stripped out the plastic horn. At one point he replaced the horn and it was doing fine, and then all of a sudden one day it just freaked out and quit turning, and just, like I said, spinning free. Not really free, but you know, it's got some tension on it. I don't know what the hell, you know, like I said, we opened it up, can't tell what's wrong with it. But in its defense, it did get bound up once, but when it failed at the end, it was just kind of driving, really no major load whatsoever. So don't know why exactly it failed. So yeah, that's an issue there on that one. Well, let's see, what other things might I have here? So yeah, let's talk about the ESC here. This ESC, it's got a pretty weak drag brake, kind of touchy in the reverse. I've seen people complain about how touchy it is in reverse. Yes, it's touchy. It's not as bad as what some people make it out to be. I don't know, I guess it depends on your level of throttle control with your finger. Yeah, a little bit touchy though. Totally manageable. But the drag brake, it's not really strong enough. Even at 100%, if you get on a pretty steep hill and want to hold, it won't hold. It'll roll. Kind of blows. So yeah, ESC improvement would be nice. Either stick, this brush motor's plenty powerful, especially on 3S, plenty powerful, smooth, all that good stuff. Putting a 1080 hobby wing in it, not a bad idea at all. Nice improvement there. You know, bumpers, this one's gone completely. They suck. They're just way out there. You know, I shoved the back one in quite a ways, shoved the front in quite a ways. Actually went to make, the reason it's gone now is because I actually cut it off and I used these little plastic stubs. I had made one. The one I made, it pretty much blowed. I broke it, bent it, It was not well made. So I'm running without a bumper right now. Let's see, what other things might I have here? Oh yeah, one other thing about the ESC is it don't have a power switch. Kind of bugs, man. Every time you go to use it, you have to plug it up, and it's on, and it stays on until you unplug it. There's no power switch on this ESC. And you know, this is the first crawler I've ever owned, so I don't know if this is a crawler thing. I know it's kind of common on race buggies and stuff, so maybe that's why Associated did that, because they're kind of used to the racing scene. You know, power switches can fail in a race, and that would so suck in a race. So eliminating the power switch, maybe that's why they went without it. Maybe that's just a general thing they do at Associated, possibly. That's my guess. So yeah, I don't like it though. This isn't like a racing rig, so I would really like to have a power switch. That would be so nice. This sucks not having one. That's about it though. I could kind of show you guys some of these tire weights if y'all are interested here. Okay, this is factory tire. It does have the 2-stage foam in it, which is just a little lighter, maybe like a gram or two, this 2-stage foam. So if you're interested, factory tire setup, plastic wheel with a 2-stage foam, 141.5 grams. 141.5 grams is what that weighs. Okay. Maybe about 143 with the stock foam, somewhere in that ballpark. So aftermarket wheel. Yeah, let's get close enough. Aftermarket wheel, 2-stage foam, Hyrex tire, 156. Now granted, this is only a 67 gram wheel. A lot of the aftermarket wheels are around 80, so kind of do the math there yourself. 156 grams there on that, so a little bit heavier. I threw the patty in there, and I'm up to 217. Hefty, in my opinion. That's got some heft to it right there with that patty. Now let's see, once I put this in there, and the Goodyear 222, she's up there a bit right there. Let's see what other combination. Yeah, that's good enough. Concerned with. Let's see, battery wise, big ass battery, 399 grams. Let's just say 400 grams. 3S 5200 battery. Too top heavy, bad. Little 2S 5200. We got it down to 239. That stacked right there, not too bad. Actually, in this configuration, 239 grams. That's actually more because it's got the case on 251. That sitting up front, that's not too bad. That's manageable for this chassis. This is best, I think. Around 118 grams. Setting that right up front. If you're running the stock configuration with the little shorty guy, this is pretty ideal, I think. If you want to just keep it all in the stock configuration, everything really not too bad. If you know, at this point, that right there is really pretty good as far as center of gravity and bias and everything. They got this truck well set up to run this configuration right up front. It's really nice. This, if you don't want to change much, that's really the way I would want to go. Maybe 3S even. That's still not going to be bad. This battery, 185 grams. It's a lightweight still. You know, throw that up front. This is a good combination right there. Let's see, what other things might I be able to tell you guys? 30 weight oil if you're interested. That's what comes in these things from the factory on the shocks. 30 weight, really nice shocks on these. Really like the shocks. Spring weights are really good. Spring might be a little heavy for the rear for the factory weight. Maybe some lighter springs in the rear. Front, pretty dang good. It's got a good bit of sag or droop. Overdrive transmission gears, yeah, put them in there. The factory overdrive that comes in it, it's good. The additional overdrive that comes in the box, yeah, improvement. Use it. Put in it. Definitely put it in there. Excuse me. I guess that's about it. That's about all I can enlighten you. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing together. I will be doing a tire test. I've tested out these things on rock mainly, dry rock, wet rock, you know, compared my Hyrex to the factory, using factory wheels, using aluminum wheels with weights. You know, I've done a lot of testing on these things, and I plan on getting a video together to pretty much relay the information that I have learned through all this testing. I really hope these Goodyears are the ticket though, man. I've seen some good things about the Goodyears. We'll see. Alright, well, that'll take care of that. Get these things together and go out and play. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, like, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. Hit that blue bell, get notified. Peace.